Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Respect and Pray Show with your host, Miguel Mike Medina, Triple M. And this video, we have someone who is slowly claiming up the ranks. He is someone that got things started with a sports podcast and is only in the beginning of stage, and I really hope that he builds this into something humongous in the future if he continues to work in that route. But I connected with him on LinkedIn, and he seems like a cool guy, and after doing the interview with him and getting to know him, he was just phenomenal to talk to, and hopefully we could collaborate on something. And this is what it's all about. Like when it comes to sports, movies, and even music, people that want to talk about those areas, I'm all for it. So, but you'll get a chance to get to know him a little bit about him. Follow him on social media. So stay tuned and enjoy the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to present to you Kaleb Sowards. Kaleb, thank you for joining the Respect and Pray Show. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm glad we could I'm glad we could finally get this planned out.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Thank you for coming in. I'm happy to talk to you shortly. So you're the co-host of Infamous Takes, which is a sports podcast, and the platform also posts weekly articles. And you've been at this for 7 months and counting. So, what was the motivation to do a podcast, and how does it feel to podcast, especially sports?
Yeah, so me and one of my buddies, his name's Hayden, we've been talking about it for a while now. And every time we talked about it, it was like, yeah, we'll get started in a couple months. And so finally we were like, dude, we sit there and talk sports 24/7 anyway. Let's just record it, see if somebody else can enjoy the fun with us and get it going. And as far as like, with the writing and stuff too, it's just been something I was always kind of wanted to do in terms of like getting content creation out there. Just always been a huge sports guy. So the fact that I'm able to just meet with some buddies, schedule time with them to talk sports and just give our opinions out there and hopefully some people get to enjoy it with us. It's just an awesome opportunity that I'm really excited to have.
That's awesome. Are you guys hiring any writers at the moment or planning to? What's the future for the podcast?
So right now it's really just a couple of guys having some fun with it. As terms of future, we would love to, develop it into an actual brand over the next couple of years. Right now, we're all a couple of them are still in school. Some of us are still, working full-time jobs other than that. So right now it's really just a side project for a couple of guys. But, one day down the road, it would be a dream of mine for us to be able to say we have this brand and, we're able to hire people. So I think that would be an awesome opportunity one day down the road.
I can definitely relate because I have my own podcast, my own platforms as well. So we know um the amount of sacrifice we gotta make to
Yeah.
put a amount of articles and content. But someday, all dividends will pay out. But it just feels so good when you get to do something that you love, even though you're not paying anyone, you're doing it all for free. But
Yeah.
it's the experience that counts. It's that, that adrenaline, you wake up and you want to talk about something that you like a lot. So I definitely hear you on that. And, who knows, we might collaborate on something. So that's something we'll
Yeah.
talk about after this. Yeah. And are you currently attending or you already attended Bowling Green State University, which you're doing a BA for business administration?
Yeah, so I graduated last December. It was business administration, specifically in marketing. When I first started there, I did sports management, but when COVID hit and I wasn't really sure what the world was going to look like in terms of sports, I focused more on the marketing side of things just because I wanted to make sure I was able to get a job out of college. So I went safe there. But yeah, I graduated last or December 2022, so a little over a year ago now, from Bowling Green. Yeah, love that place.
How has majoring in business administration, especially with a concentration in marketing, has helped you with your platform in sports podcasting or just sports in general that you're doing? How has marketing played out? How it worked for you?
Yeah, so I haven't really had the chance outside of college really to dive into the marketing aspect of it. It definitely helps. Excuse me. Like right now, I said we're kind of just having fun with the whole podcast of it right now. But having taken those marketing courses and understanding how it works to start either a product, a brand, whatever it is, at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same thing to build it up. So just understanding how the digital marketing platforms work, especially when it comes to, LinkedIn, how we got connected, or Twitter, TikTok. I mean, right now, digital marketing is it's key to everything. If you can't digitally market your brand or your company, it's most people, I'm not going to say everyone because I'm sure there's someone out there who's killing it not doing it. But that's just the key to the game nowadays. If you don't understand that, then there's really nothing moving forward for anything starting up lately.
You got to learn how to market yourself. If you don't market yourself, then it's gonna be a long ride for you.
Yes.
So yes, so you're also assistant branch manager at Republic Finance, where you help manage over 400 active accounts and loan contracts. So how did that come about in terms of working Republic Finance? Tell us the culture there.
Yeah, so it's funny how I started there. I was actually at a job fair my last couple months at Bowling Green, and I was going to visit a friend who was working one of the stands. And I just, I was waiting for, she was talking to someone, so I was waiting, and I made eye contact with the guy who was there for the Republic Finance. So I was like, oh, I got to talk to him now. We made eye contact, he's going to want to give me the whole spiel. So we talked, and it was actually, talked for like 30, 40 minutes. Really, really hit it off. So I went back and forth with him, and I ended up starting there part time. I'm working there full time now as we do like personal and consumer loans. So I work as a loan officer there. And so can you still hear me? I think I might have cut out. We still good? Awesome. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I work as a loan officer there, and the culture is nice. It's just me and my manager there, and we really bounce off well together. It's really good that we have different strengths and weaknesses. So like wherever I excel and she doesn't, or she excels and I don't, we really come together to kind of bring it all into one.
Which event will intrigue you to cover in person? NBA Finals or World Series?
Good one. I'll go NBA Finals just because I'm a little bit more of a basketball fan. And I have a lot more like love for the game when it comes to NBA Finals. So I think I'd probably go that, but I mean, either one, that's exhilarating. You can't go wrong with either of those.
What will you, which will you prefer to do on a Saturday night? Go to the movie theaters to see and anticipate a movie that you want to see, or watch a boxing fight up close?
I think I'd go with I've never actually been to a boxing fight. That's always been one of those things that I never watched too much of on TV, but I've always thought like it's kind of like the same with hockey for me. If you're in person watching it, I feel like it's just the best thing. Just something I watch on TV. So I think I'd probably go with the boxing fight just because never been and I'd love to experience it.
Going to a hockey game live is a whole different ball game
It
compared
is.
to watching TV.
You
Oh
can
man,
feel
it's a
the
whole
hits on the
different ball
glass.
game. Mhm. Let's see. I'm gonna go with hockey now. If this matchup happened in a Stanley Cup Finals, who would you root for? Edmonton Oilers or Toronto Maple Leafs if they were to play in the finals?
Okay. I think I don't really have a connection with either team. So I think I'd probably go with Toronto. And just random side fact for that is when I graduated high school, everyone, all of my friends and stuff all did senior trips and whatnot. And we were all trying to find somewhere to go. And I really wanted to go to Toronto. Don't know why. It was like a 7-hour drive from me in Ohio. And so I was like, let's go make the trip up. We ended up not doing it, so I still have yet to be able to visit Toronto. But that's always somewhere I've wanted to go. So I'd side with Toronto for that one. I'd be big Toronto guy for the week.
Yeah, Toronto's on my bucket list. I mean, Canada in general is on my bucket list. So let's see when I can make that happen. But
Heck yeah.
I, I mentioned Edmonton, Toronto because that's like a dream matchup that I want to see in the finals. I can only dream about it because both teams on paper they're good, but it's just that once the playoffs come, they
Yeah.
just can't get over the hump. So, but yeah, I hope that happens someday. I hope, I really hope.
Hey,
Favorite
stranger
breakfast
things have
meal.
happened in sports.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Favorite breakfast meal.
Biscuits and gravy, hands down, man. That's my mom and dad used to make that all the time in the mornings. Oh, best thing. What about
All
you?
right,
What's your favorite breakfast meal?
that's a tough one, but I mean, I have different options, but if I had to pick one right now, I would have to say oatmeal.
I can respect that. You put fruit and stuff in your oatmeal?
Yeah, I like putting toppings. Sometimes I put banana walnuts, sometimes banana blueberries,
Yes, sir.
apples and pecans. So it really depends. I like to experiment with the topping part. Uh, go to your favorite restaurant or make your homemade meals.
Probably
Homemade or restaurant.
restaurant. I love homemade food. I can't cook, man. I'm not a good cook, so I'm not gonna try to pretend like I am. I'd rather have a homemade meal, but if I'm the one in charge of paying or cooking, I'm going to a restaurant.
All right, I can respect that. All right, let's see. Let's one more. Okay. Your top three favorite travel destinations that you haven't been to yet, but you want to. That's on your
Okay.
bucket list.
I'd say number one is Sweden. Um, there's not anything in particular, like a place I want to go visit in Sweden. I just like I see online all the time all the beautiful views that you can get with the mountains and everything. And I just think those are like it's something you can only appreciate in person. It's like I feel like seeing pictures does not do it justice at all. So I would love to go see that. I've never been to New York. I would actually love to take a whole week trip up to like New York and just get to experience. I'm from a small town, went to school in a small town in Bowling Green. I loved it, but it was still pretty small for a college town. So I've been in small town my whole life. So I think it'd be cool to really experience, that New York City, like high, high pressure energy. I think that'd be really cool. And then, sorry, my cat came over in the background. And then last but not least, I say probably Greece. Um, I think that'd be a really good spot for like a honeymoon or like a romantic kind of vacation spot. It's just it seems so beautiful and like the energy there just seems like a place that you want to be. And so I'd say in country, I'd love to go to New York, but out of country, I'd Sweden and Greece are my two like I will be there one day, it's got to happen.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Those are good options. Um, so to wrap this up, where can we follow you and your work?
Yeah, so for me personally, you can follow me on pretty much all socials at either at Kaleb Sowards or at the Cable Channel. That's Cable Kable. I found that a couple years ago that I thought it'd be fun to do a little play on my name with that. And then as far as the podcast, right now we're on Spotify and YouTube. If you want to follow us there, Infamous Takes, a sports podcast. We are currently doing 1 to 2 episodes a week, but we really want to start, especially with the off season coming up, start doing working on like fantasy draft stuff as well as off season, like, top five offensive tackle prospects, wide receiver prospects, and just really getting into breaking down those as well as once MLB starts up, we'll start covering a lot more of that too, just because we don't really talk too much basketball or hockey on there. So yeah, at Infamous Takes, give us a follow on there. And we were hopefully taking off this year. This is the year of Infamous Takes.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna put that information down below. Kaleb, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to do this interview. Much respect to everything that you're doing. I am so gonna keep on the lookout for that podcast and see the growth. Stay consistent, stay hungry, and we'll get there someday. But thank you so
Yeah.
much for taking the time to do this with me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Did you like the interview? Well, I hope you did. So you guys know what you got to do now. Hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, all right? And as always, have mutual respect, mutual love, and mutual admiration. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Respect and Pray Show.